Oh my god, guys! 2020 is... You know what I'm trying to say. It's a little on the F word and it's kind of scary and stuff, and I don't know what to do with my life. Why are we doing this, guys? Why?
Panic, 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 Hippy! Panic, 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 Hippy!
Okay, so I think let's address this whole scary thing with the whole thing of fear. Because we're kind of feeling it a lot right now. We're kind of on the fearful thing. We're all like, oh God, the racists, and oh God, the virus, and oh God, the millionaires. What are you doing? What are you doing? So let's talk about fear. Let's talk about it just a little bit. And we're going to talk about it a lot. We're going to talk about all of the fear. So we got kind of two perspectives here of the fear stuff. The conservative side. Yeah, we're going there. We're going there. Don't worry, we're getting to you liberals too. All right? Okay, but first, conservatives. They're all fearful about the whole, basically, like, I don't want you to take away what I have. I want this. I want my freedom. You're not taking it away from me. Okay. And then we have the other side with the liberals, where it's basically like, you guys have all of this stuff. Give me that stuff. I want that stuff. I need to have it. I need to have it. So those are our two extremes we're dealing with. The and the Where's the middle ground here? How do we deal with this? It's like a magnet. It's all like it won't come together. Just doesn't want to do it because if you go so far down the liberal path, they're all like, we gotta eliminate the conservatives because fuck those guys and the restrictions and stuff that they don't want to give and things. They don't want to be given the things. They don't want people to be equal. They don't want any of that stuff. Like, that's a little extreme, don't you think? No. Let's kill all the conservatives and put them in re-education camps or something like that. You know, it's the way to do it. Whoa. You're talking about a lot of crazy shit right there. I mean, that sounds slightly like genocide and then getting into the communist re-education camps. So we're talking a little mix of a Hitler and a Stalin and what? What the fuck just happened? So let's kind of address this great divide that has suddenly happened, and it's kind of like, oh, genocide sounds like a great idea right now. No. What? No. Let's just address why everybody's scared right now, and everybody's like, I want to punch someone in the face because I'm so scared. Oh my God, just why don't you understand me? So let's figure out why we don't understand each other. And the base thing is survival. Yeah, that's pretty much what all of this is, because I've got this stuff, and then I want that stuff. And what do you all want? You want to survive. Everybody just wants to survive. You want to have food on the table, you want to have your shelter, you want to have your water, you want to have your energy, and you want to have your means of just doing some cool stuff. Like, I'm going to go over here and have a jam session with my buddies. I'm going to doodle, or I'm going to, like, you know, build Legos. 'Cause that's the gesture for Legos. It's definitely not. It's not the gesture for Legos. We're never using that gesture again. Oh my God. Ugh. So let's take a look at what's going on right now. And we're all like, we're gonna survive. How are we gonna do this? Politicians. Politicians are the answer. Guys. When was that ever the answer? Those are the last people that want to help you. Ever. Oh, Joey, we'll give you all the money and we'll help you with your freedom and you'll have it. And yeah, things. Vote for me. Like, fuck that guy. Because he's all just lying, and, you know, once they get in office, it's all like, stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Definitely not the citizens. The citizens are, no, it's these corporate guys. These corporate guys, they've got all the money, they're giving me the stuff. I've got a pretty high net worth now. You know, I should be making like $170,000 a year, and, you know, I'm actually worth about $10 million. How? What? How did a politician's net worth become near a CEO. Like that's what? That's not supposed to happen, guys. Why are we trusting them again? Huh? Alright, so if politicians aren't really gonna do this, and I mean, guys, you gotta snap out of it. Politicians aren't gonna do it because they want power over you. They don't want to empower you. You get that? Politicians want you to rely on them for your survival, or else they don't have any power. Like, duh. That's the whole concept here. Is we're giving you power because you're gonna tell us how to live. Yeah, it'll be great. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Well, guess what? I'm thinking about it, and it's a stupid idea. Let's just figure out this whole thing of survival right now, because guess what? It's the perfect time to do it. So, what are the means of survival? Well, number one, and I'm not going to address it too much because it just goes all over the place, and I'm in my own weird situation with it, but shelter. We got to have a roof over our head and some insulation and a nice cozy blanket so we can be all like, I feel so nice and not wet. Anyways, and side note, I'm going to say, I do live in a tiny house. It is on wheels. I can take it wherever the hell I want to. So yeah, I'm kind of in a weird position. But we'll get into other stuff around shelters in a different video. So this is like a whole series and things, so there'll be stuff. This is a tiny house where I'm filming. It's very cramped. There's cats here too. There's a lot of cats here. All right. So, number one, shelter. Cool. Everybody, we can kind of figure that out on an individual level and whatnot. Whatever. Number two, food. We should have some good food around here, you know? If you're shopping at Walmart for all of your food, no. Stop. Stop like years ago. Just stop. Bad idea. If you eat enough processed things, you're gonna get the cancer. Just saying. Let's just stop. Stop with it. Stop with the processed terribleness, okay? Yeah. Anyways, the answer for number two is grow a garden. Yeah, I'm a hippie. I live in a tiny house. We grow gardens. That's how we survive. Okay, but really here. Grow a garden. Even if you think like, oh, I've got access to like Whole Foods and shit like, oh, come on. I've got access to a grocery store that's got organic things and stuff like that. Like, fuck growing a garden, that's too much work, even though I've got the time to do it. And I mean, there's no real reason why I shouldn't do it. Do it anyways. Do it anyways, because guess what? There's other people in your city or even neighboring cities that are struggling. They can't even grow a garden, or there isn't the means to grow one in a good way because the soil's fucked because, you know, corporations don't give a shit about what they dump in the soil or the water, so whatever. Maybe you can't grow things there because somebody's been shitty. Well, let's help out those people who just, you know, are living in those situations and they can't really escape them. So grow a garden, share your surplus, or just grow a garden for yourself in order to lessen your reliance on processed food from shitty corporations. Let's get past that part and just grow your own stuff. And so then you have some better nutrition and got them vitamins and those minerals and all the good stuff to actually, you know, have like a balanced body and mind. So you can actually like focus on doing stuff and not just get kind of like broken mentally and physically, you know? Let's get through that nutrition part so that, you know, we can live in a healthy body. Cool. Got it. Moving on. Number three, water. Water's a little important. It's a little important. I didn't put it as number one because, I mean, food's pretty important and water is still, it comes out of the faucet pretty easily for most people. So, but still we're addressing it because decentralizing the water supply is hugely important. I don't know if you remember that nice little city called Flint, where they were poisoned by their own pipes. How's that going for everybody? Still pretty shitty. It's still pretty shitty. Just gonna say that's the update. Everything's still shitty. Now, why is it still shitty? Because we have a centralized, utility that is reliant upon the government, local government, for the funds in order to fix the issue. But if the local government is like, they can get bottled water, it's fine. We won't prioritize that. Let's work on that mini mall over there. Stuff like that, That's very important. Is shopping and consumerism. Yeah! Ha! Anyways. The politicians are usually not going to put your survival needs first. Just saying. Pretty obvious, so let's take care of it ourselves. How do we do that? Collect rainwater and filter it. Or, you make a well if you're able to. That's a whole nother thing. But basically, collect the rainwater, have a large enough, cistern capture device, and then have some sort of filtration afterwards. And then you can use it for showering, for washing, whatever, and drinking. Really, just get a Berkey filter and pour the shit in there, and delicious. And so, once you figure out the whole water thing and how we can kind of centralize that within your own self, centralize it within you. I'm a hippie. Sorry. Gonna get spiritual for a minute every so often, because that just happens. But, center within yourself. Ground yourself to the earth. I have to speak in weird language terms and stuff because I think it's whimsical. And it is. It's really cool, actually. Get into it. Ground yourself. Ground yourself, bro! God dang it! Just ground yourself! Okay. Sorry about that. Moving on. Number four, getting still into that whole centralized theme of, stuff. Energy. Power. Power to the people! But seriously, power. Trusting a central utility like this city, who, you could have a variety of power options being supplied to you, where it's coal, water, nuclear, solar, or wind. Which one do you got? Fuck if I know. I don't look into that stuff. You should probably know, just so you know, what you're actually paying for and assisting in the operations and stuff, just so you know. But also, get away from that shit. Just get away from it. Just stop it. And you can do solar and wind and wherever you are and stuff. And basically all you're doing is charging batteries. Do whatever you need to charge batteries that will actually power the place that you live. So if that's enough for a whole apartment complex or just a little tiny house, size it however you need, and then figure out how to charge those batteries, either solar or wind, preferably, or a little micro hydro. If you got a little stream going on, that'd be pretty cool. So and you're all like, give me that power, and they're all like, okay, yeah, sure, because I'm water, I don't give a shit, I just flow around. But yes, take your power back so that, if a transformer breaks or terrorists take over, oh God, they will definitely attack the power supply first, and so you better just have your own power supply, so you don't have to worry about that at all, ever. Take your power back. Take your power back! Also, if you get determined to terrorist yourself just because, you went protesting for human rights, they can shut off your power directly to you. So you might want to take your power back before that happens. Just saying. Okay, cool. We did the things for the survival. We got the house. We got the food. We got the water. We got the energy. Now what? What do you do now? Makerspace. You make a makerspace because hey, fuck Amazon. Make your own shit. Repair your own stuff. Stop throwing things away. Stop being consumerist and stuff. Ism. Consumer things. Don't do it. Just, fix stuff. Reuse it. And make cooler things that last a long time. Like back in the day when things were actually made out of quality materials and they lasted forever instead of a year. Because apparently it's a year is a long time, guys. That's surprising that my phone made it a year. What? That's surprising? Yeah, just a quick ramble here on phones. Why do they not come with cases standard? Like, it's the super fragile little digital computer that I drop all the fucking time. And you don't make a more robust housing because you want people to spend more money on a thing to protect it rather than just making it protected right off of the bat? What? So that aside, let's focus on making quality materials and quality products that we barely have to repair because why? Why? Let's just make good solid stuff, and if we do have to repair it, we can just, have a 3D printer and print out the piece and put it in. What? That's crazy. Awesome. Crazy awesome. So let's do that. And really, you just need little bits of tools in order to make a whole bunch of stuff. Obviously, a 3D printer is pretty awesome. Sewing machine will get you really far. Make a loom too, because hey, if you can make your own fabric for shirts and stuff, you don't have to, rely on slave labor in other countries to make your clothing. If you don't know about that, you should probably look it up and really understand what the fuck you're buying. Side note, I'm kind of hypocritical in that part because, well, technically this came from a Goodwill or something. So, I'm just buying stuff that people are like, fuck it, I don't need this anymore. But I'm still this was probably made in China with slave labor. Yeah. Or prison labor. Prison labor, slave labor. Made in America with slaves. Modern day slaves. Because prisons. But yeah, make the Makerspace or, make a tool library, rent some things out to people. You can make it a little side business like that. Or, you just make yourself a business by making things for people or repairing things for people. What? Yeah, let's just make local businesses that are hyper local. The people that work there, they know you, and they know exactly what you need for fixing things and stuff. And you make good relationships with everybody. Oh man, you're my new best friend. Shaking my arm really hard, man. Why are you doing that? But yeah, let's kind of end the consumer mindset, the consumer monopoly that is just taking over all of Western civilization, and we kind of ignored the fact that half of our shit literally comes from people that make less than $1 a day or no money at all. We kind of got to address that issue eventually. That's a pretty big one. Pretty big issue. And then even with the Makerspace stuff, you can teach people stuff all of a sudden. Hey, you get some decent computer library. You can start teaching people how to program things. So you can make small scale automation. Don't actually make AI. I can't believe I have to say that too. It's just, Elon, you gotta stop with your AI crazy shit. I don't need any of that. You're even man, AI, I shouldn't trust it. But I'm going to make AI because I made it. It's fine. Also, did you know, another side tangent real quick. China literally has a company now called Skynet. And they know that they named it that because the guy who made it is a fan of Terminator.
Skynet. What is that?
The Terminator is the favorite film of our founder. So they use the same name, but they want to put something good into this system.
So, okay, in the Terminator, Skynet is evil, rains down death from the sky. But in China, Skynet is good.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Sorry, what? I'm a little panicky over here. A little panicky right now. But yes, learn how to do basic, small automation of things that don't tie together into the Internet of Things. Because again, another kind of terrible idea with the Internet of Things. Have a little monitoring and stuff like that, and this little gear turns off by itself. Oh, that's cool, fine. And that's where we leave it. Can't we just leave it there? Okay? Oh, God. All right. Hi. And so you see, if we address the central issues of our fear, which ends up being our survival, and instead take the power into ourselves, into yourself. Find your inner power. But seriously, find your inner power and figure out how to like empower other people around you and help people survive and help yourself survive. Like, it's kind of the small local action that works the best, just saying. And this is pretty much the next phase of protesting, where it's basically like taking your power back from centralized power, saying, no more, I have authority over my own life, and I'm going to help all these other people around me figure out how to survive in a healthy way. Like, that is the phase of protesting that will work. Because obviously, violence protesting doesn't really work. It just begets more violence and more damage, all that fun stuff. And I mean, that's still debatable on however you want to look at it. However, the kind of better means is typically a peaceful protest. However, with peaceful protesting, you usually have a central figurehead, and whoever comes up with whatever list of demands is usually put forward as the person to be in power to like help direct all of the things for all of the other people. Like, this is how you're supposed to live now, and I'll provide all of that. Don't you worry. No. We've been through that several times in history, actually. Please look into that a little bit, just so you have a frame of reference of what is currently unfolding too. So, let's change up the form of protest now, where it's basically like, yeah, I'm just going to do my own thing over here and kind of screw all the rest of that. And so if you get arrested for gardening and collecting rainwater and having independent power, that's when you know you're fighting the good fight. Just saying. Just saying. Now also, I'm going to be going into more depth with all of these subjects in every kind of thing that I'm doing right now, because I've got a website, we're making a whole video series now. I'm going to do a bunch of interviews as well with other groups that are already doing these kinds of things and can give their own tips on how to start it in your local area or anything like that. So go ahead, follow, subscribe, whatever, or just join up on our website. There's a couple of different membership options over there, and there's even a small community forum and things like that. So if you have ideas around all of this stuff, join up, share those ideas, or just share them here in the comments. Doesn't really matter. Just share your ideas. Let's come together and figure out like how to really move forward in a healthy direction with all of this. Because, just saying, relying on politicians and central power to not get corrupted by special interests that might pay them a little bit more is kind of silly. Just saying, it's just like, don't rely on that, because they don't want you to survive. Literally, that's their modus operandi, is don't let their citizenry actually survive and thrive, because if they do, they don't need the politician. It's that basic. It's that basic. Anyways, that's enough of me panically rambling to all of you guys about all of the crazy things going on in my head. So just remember, don't panic, be a hippie. I'll see you out there.